Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So today I'm here with the Soundcore Liberty Air 2s. So I was happy to get these. Soundcore was kind enough to send them out to me as a review unit. There's no compensation, it's not sponsored. They're not getting to see this before everybody else is. So purely for review purposes. And I have to say I like them a lot. Now, I like all Soundcore products a lot, so let me go ahead and get that out there. They make really good products, especially at the price point. And I recently reviewed the Liberty 2s and the Liberty 2 Pros, so you're probably wondering, what's the deal with the Liberty Air 2s? Why do they exist? Are they any good, especially when they're the same price as the Liberty 2s? Yes, they're very good. Yes, they serve a purpose. And there's also a reason that they exist, especially at the $99 price point. So let's go ahead and dive in. Take a look at the Liberty Air 2s and you can see for yourself what they bring to the table. Also, while you're at it, if you enjoy the video, hit the like and the subscribe button, little notification bell so you can get the latest and greatest. So happy to have you back for further videos in the future. So let's go ahead and talk about the Liberty Air 2s. All right, so here we are up close with the Liberty Air 2s, the successor to last year's Liberty Air. They've made a lot of quality control improvements. They've made some construction improvements as well. They look really nice. They're sharp. They've got these diamond-coated drivers that give you extra bass and volume. They've got the Qualcomm aptX compression for the best quality audio over the Bluetooth 5.0. It's got a wireless charging compatible case, which is nice. And if you charge it with the wired charger for 10 minutes, you get 2 hours worth of playtime, and on a single charge you get up to 7 hours of playtime, which is really, really good. And then of course it's got the 4 microphones that are built in with the uplink noise cancellation. It has crystal clear audio whenever it comes to making phone calls. I tested it out and it works great, so that's one thing that's nice. And it has IPX5 sweat and water resistance, which is good as well, so you can take these to the gym and you don't have to worry about messing them up if you get too sweaty while you're working out. Now here real quick, I want to show you the app. So the Soundcore app is available on Android and iPhone both. You can see all these great preset default equalizers that are already in there, and then you can set up your HearID, which is your customized equalizer for your own hearing. I do recommend the piano one and the Soundcore signature. Those two are generally the two equalizers I listen to if I'm not on my custom HearID. Now going into the box contents, we have the user manual here and talking a little bit about functionality. So this is a little different. There's two different functions. There's a double press and then there's a long press, a 2-second press on either one of the earphones, and you can customize that inside the Soundcore app. But it's not limited to two choices. There's all these different options: next, previous, play, pause, volume up, voice assistant. So you can set them up however you want, and you can set up each individual one. So if you want to set up the double press on one ear to do one thing and the double press on the other ear to do another, you can get up to 4 different choices for your selections on functionality. Now here in the box, we do have this Anchor USB-C charging cable, and also we have all the ear tips you can see in the background there. We're going to take a closer look at those. It comes in extra small, small, medium, large, and extra large. So you have, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sets of ear tips to choose from, which is great because most earphones usually only give you 3, sometimes 4, but this is 5, and it's really key to getting the best possible sound experience. Make sure you have the proper fitted ear tips on there, and it's going to sound way better for you. All right, so I want to do a quick demonstration real quick and show you what they look like while you're wearing them. They have a nice snug fit on them, and they have a pretty slim profile. They don't really stick too far outside the ear. And then they have these stems on them that go down, very similar to the first generation Liberty Airs and also the regular AirPods, but not quite as short as the AirPods Pro. But otherwise, they look sharp and they got a nice feel to them. All right, so here we are with the Liberty Air 2s in the little Pac-Man case. If you ever played Pac-Man, you know why I say that. It just pops open and closes, womp, womp, womp. Anyway, so these have phenomenal power for what they are. They're very light. They're an alternative to the more bulky style Liberty 2s and Liberty 2 Pros. They're very much like the AirPod Pros. So you can take them out. They've got that distinct looking hair dryer look to them with a little beaker right there. So They look very similar. The stems on them are a little bit longer than the ones on the AirPod Pros, but I think these sound really good, and especially for $99 versus paying 250 bucks, they're definitely better than regular AirPods. You get more power, you get a larger sound stage, you get more performance out of them. They connect and they pair very easily, and they have 7 hours battery life. So you get an extra 3 charges out of the case for a total of 28 hours. You can see the little LED lights there, let you know how much of a battery charge is left. It's like 1, 2, 3, charges basically, but it's like 30, 50, 60, and 70% for whatever the little dots are. But basically, it's 1 dot per charge. Now, on the bottom, we already looked at this. You got the USB-C and the little button there. Now, one interesting thing about these earbuds is they activate as soon as you open the lid. So if you take them out of your ears and you put them in there, they don't turn off until you close the lid, which I thought was kind of weird. Now, you can use these one earphone at a time, which is really nice. So you can take one out, pop it in your ear, and listen to it that way. But if you don't want to hear the sound coming out of the other one, you got to make sure that it's closed. It's very weird. I don't know why in the world they do that. Also, it is nice. They have sensors built in. So the way that this works, when you take it out of your ear, just like the AirPods, it'll pause whatever you're watching. And I really, really do like that. Of course, it's not smart enough for when you put it back in your ear to turn back on again, but at least it pauses whenever you take it out of your ear. Now, you can listen to them individually. So just take one out, close the lid, put the other one in your ear. By the time you put it in there, it'll have time to go ahead and connect, just the one single earbud. If you're listening to both of them and you take the left one out and put it in, you don't really have any sort of disturbance in the sound. But if you do take the right one out and put it back in the case, it does seem like it takes a little bit longer to reconnect to just the left one. But it's just a couple seconds out of your day, and then you'll be good to go. I did test out the phone call quality as well, and also the phone connection. You can use either one of them for answering phone calls, and you can use either one of them for talking on the phone. So you can use them individually for listening to music and also for phone calls, which is nice. So talking about the sound quality, these actually have diamond coated drivers. I don't know where they find all this magical diamond dust somewhere that they sprinkle onto these drivers, but it's supposed to give them twice as much bass and like 25% extra volume. And I think that it does. Compared to the Liberty Airs that came out last year, which I thought were really good at the time. They did have some connectivity issues and some other things holding them back that were kind of discovered later on. But these don't seem to have the connectivity issues. They seem to rectify that. It does have Bluetooth 5.0, 33 feet of connection distance. Now, one thing that's really, really cool about these, they do have aptX support. If you don't know what aptX support is, it's a type of compression for the audio. And I don't think people really go in and explain this. aptX is important because you can get better quality audio across your Bluetooth. And when you talk about latency and you talk about not having good quality audio, the aptX support from Qualcomm allows them to take that music and compress it down and send it across the Bluetooth channel to your phone, so you get more digital type, more like a direct audio experience. Because typically when people want really good quality audio, they use wired connections because it straight pipes the sound straight from your device, so you get more power, you get more clarity, and it can transfer more data. More data means better quality audio. And I couldn't remember this off the top of my head, but I did want to go ahead, and if you look in the manual, it tells you sound quality and bit rate matters. So if you're talking about 16-bit audio, you're getting 92 decibels. But if you're doing 24-bit audio, you're getting 120 decibels, which is more where I like it. I like over 100 decibels for volume, but you're also getting data rates at 352 kilobits per second. That's basically HD audio. Back in the day, it was like 80 kilobits or 90 kilobits was radio quality sound, and then like 160 to 320 kilobits per second was like CD quality sound. So typically, what we used to think of in the MP3 world, 320 kilobits, if I'm remembering off the top of my head, was CD quality audio. So you're getting better than CD quality audio with these, which is an amazing transfer rate when you're talking about a Bluetooth connection, and you're getting 7 hours of playtime. So that's a lot of power That's a lot of volume, and you can listen to your hi-fi audio and it's actually going to matter. And that's one thing that you really lose out on with a lot of other earbuds, because it doesn't have the ability to transfer the audio experience that well. So it didn't matter whether you were listening to 16-bit or 24-bit or 32-bit audio, you weren't going to hear the difference. So you can at least get 24-bit audio on here and the higher bit rate sampling. So you're going to get a really good quality audio experience. And I know I went on and on with the Soundcore Liberty 2s and the 2 Pros because of the 10 and the 11 millimeter drivers, which is a big deal because they're big drivers, but they're kind of bulky. And here I've got the Liberty 2 Pros right here. So you're talking, look at this massive earbud that you have here, but you're getting 11 millimeter dual coaxial drivers versus the 6 millimeter driver in here. So there is a difference, but the sound performance that you get out of this 6 millimeter driver is on par with the 10 millimeter driver that you have in the Liberty 2s. So these have a lot of power, and the data transfer rate is amazing. And of course, the 7 hours of playback time and then the additional 3 charges. It really is a phenomenal sound experience that you're getting with the Liberty Air 2s. It's not just a gimmick. You really do get crisp highs. You get really good bass. Now, one thing that's important you need to know about the bass: make sure you have the right size ear tips on. If you don't have the right size ear tips on, the sound experience is going to be way diminished. So I just listened to the standard ones that are in there, and it comes with extra small, small, medium, large, and extra large. So there's enough ear tips in there for everybody. Make sure you size them properly. They should fit, and they should have a nice snug fit. They shouldn't back out of your ears. They should hold where they're at. And that's going to give you the best sound isolation, because they don't have active noise cancellation. They don't have any passive noise cancellation. They do have the CVC noise cancellation 8.0, but that deals more with when you're talking on the phone. So make sure you have the right ear tips on there so you can get the best audio experience possible. And that's going to give you the best volume. It's going to give you the bass. And that's what you lose, because the bass, it's low frequency, so it doesn't travel as far, if I'm saying that right. So you're going to hear the mids and the highs farther away than you are the bass. So the closer the ear tip and the driver is to your ear, the more bass you're going to get. So make sure you get the right ear tip. Make sure that they're seated properly. And I'll quit rambling on about that now, but it matters. Now also, so the bass is good. It hits really, really well, especially for earphones. Now, it doesn't replicate the headphone experience. If you have good headphones, to me, they're always going to sound better, because you're talking 40 millimeter drivers as opposed to 6 millimeter drivers. This is so much. It's right there. It's covering your ear. More battery, more power, more everything. So it's been hard for me to really buy into earbuds up until really like this year. They really, really have some good stuff now. So the bass is good. The vocals are fantastic. If you want to listen to some good quality audio on here, go listen to some AC/DC. You find some AC/DC, you're going to hear the guitar strings, you're going to hear the electric guitar, you're going to hear all the synthesizer stuff, you're going to hear the vocals, you're going to hear everything, and it's going to sound good. Or go listen to the Eagles. If you just listen to podcasts on here, it's probably not going to really help you out all that much. But if you're an earbud audiophile and you really like the Bluetooth experience, you want to get rid of the wires, you don't want to tote around anything with like the headphones anymore, these are going to give you a quality audio experience that replicates the bass, the treble, and the mids. All three of them are going to sound good. I really like the highs. I feel like the highs on some of the equalizers on the Liberty 2s and the 2 Pros can be a little bit much, kind of high pitched, but this is toned down just a little bit, and they come in nice and crisp. So you're going to have a really good audio experience, where if you're stepping up from a different quality level of audio product, you're really going to notice a difference when it comes to the overall sound experience. The sound stage is really good. It's crisp, and it's got a nice natural sound to it that I think you'll appreciate. So that's pretty much it, when it comes to the sound experience. Good volume, especially if you're listening to 24-bit audio. You get higher decibel, 120 decibels, which is great. You might damage your hearing after a while, but it sounds really good. The battery life is good, and overall, they're really nice. They're convenient. They don't weigh on you, so you don't really get any fatigue as you're wearing them. You can wear them for a long time comfortably. As long as you have them sized properly, they stay in well. Really, I think that Soundcore did a really good job when it came to these, and comes to these, and they addressed a lot of the issues with the original Liberty Airs, especially with the connectivity issues and some of that stuff that was going on with the Bluetooth. And then you get the wireless charging in the case too, so that's a nice little feature as well. All right, so that's all that I've got on the Soundcore Liberty Air 2s. Fantastic little earbuds. The AirPod style earbuds with the stems. They've got the touch sensitive tiles on them. They've got fantastic audio. They've got great audio compression. Everything you could ask for 99 bucks. And today is the 16th of December. I saw that right now there's a $10 coupon you can click on Amazon, so you can get them for $89, which makes it even better. I don't know how long they're going to be on sale, but if you like what this brings to the table versus the more bulky Liberty 2s, I really think that these are worth consideration, especially if you like the AirPod style earbuds, you like the touch stuff, you like the sensors, you like all the more modern technology stuff instead of just the brute force sound that the Liberty 2s bring to the table. But Liberty Air 2s, fantastic. I like them a lot, and especially at the $99, $89 price point. Totally worth it. I think that you'll really like them if you pick them up. I like them, and it comes in 2 colors. They have the white ones as well. They sent me the black ones. I like the white ones too. They're really cool. So anyway, that's all I got. Thanks for stopping by. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like and the subscribe button, the little notification bell, so you get access to the latest and greatest. And as always, I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you guys next time.